Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Miraculous Awakening Super Battle Road stage and basically my team to take on the stage. Now there are 3 fights in this event, and basically one is against Frieza, the next is against Cell and Cell Jr. And then the final fight is against Jiren, Dispo and Toppo. In terms of Miraculous Awakening, the team, although the category is pretty limited, I believe the only lead is the AGL LR MUI or UI or MUI Goku. And obviously, in terms of team, it's a little bit limited. Now, you do have some solid options. There's strong units in this category, but it's just a little bit limited in the melee ability of the category. So, your best bet if you don't have Goku's maybe to run a Pure Saiyan's team. That's what I'm doing. I do have Goku, but I just like to spice things up a little bit. Your free-to-play options are also a tiny bit limited. You do have some of the solid Universe 6 free-to-play units, but outside of that you don't have a lot of choice. The UI Goku, the physical UI Goku, probably being one of the better ones, as he's a support for the USS category, as well as having some dodge and having some decent-ish stats. Now, both Goku and Vegeta are on this team, and this is probably some of the events where they actually can shine a little bit. Their crits allow them to do decent damage, and overall, him and Goku have a pretty decent place in the team. For those of you who don't know, Int LR Vegeta gains damage reduction with every single hit that he receives. He also has an AoE active skill that we can utilize in certain situations, although it's not so useful here, just because the only real phase that benefits from a massive amount of AoE is the second one against Cell and Cell Jr. In terms of Goku, Goku obviously has a 70% chance to evade, gaining defense with every evasion. He's pretty solid overall, and both of them have revive, so it's a pretty decent pairing to run with this. The next kind of units that we obviously have, so we have the full power SS4 Goku, a very interesting choice for me, a unit that I just find very interesting to use. He has a counter ability when he's on rotation with a full power unit. He can do some decent damage, and his defense after super is not too bad. So he's a pretty fun option to kind of look at for our team. At the same time as well, we have Broly, the physical Broly, who's a fantastic unit when it comes to AoE damage, and he's going to excel in the second fight against Cell and Cell Jr., being able to dish out some really big AoE damage, as well as also having relatively solid defense afterwards. So Broly's pretty good, and alongside him we're pairing the AGL Pure Saiyan's lead Vegeta after his EZA. Again, a pretty solid unit, and the unit we're using to lead our team. He can do some decent damage without being anything too crazy. Then finally we have the SS4 LR Strength Vegeta, who's just going to be a very solid floater and have the ability to use his active skill should we need it. So he's a pretty solid choice as well, and I would say overall you're pretty solid in terms of choices. With that being said, your Miracle or Miraculous Awakening is a okay category. I think it's very limited, so if you don't have some of these units, you are then picking from maybe a little bit of a weaker category or a more limited category, especially when it comes to lead. There's not a lot of ways to alternatively lead this team, which is a bit of a shame. You do have some really strong units that I'm not using, which are also equally great and you can use if you want to. AGL Super Saiyan Gohan, Int Perfect Cell, Strength UI Goku, Ultimate Gohan. I didn't want to just use all the really good LRs. Like, although it's a limited category, it does actually have some really top tier LR choices. And you can probably run a Kamehameha team under the AGL LR Gohan. The thing is at the end of the day, you do have somewhat of a limited choice, just because of the lead functions. If you don't have enough Kamehameha units, you can't run Gohan as an alternative. If you don't have enough Pure Saiyans, you can't run Vegeta as an alternative. But you should be able to make it work, at least to a certain extent, I guess. But yeah, overall, I would say, honestly, it's a pretty decent stage. I don't think it's necessarily too hard. Obviously, SBR is in kind of a weird space because they can't overtune them, they can't undertune them, but they also have to adjust for items, support memories now, and there's just a lot going on that they just don't have the privilege of adjusting for comparative to events like the Red Zone or events like the Shadow Dragons event, etc. But overall, I would say it's a pretty fun team build here, just something really nice to put together. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the craziest team in the world, but it is one that did it quite quick and was quite a joy to use. Overall, you can obviously use whichever team you want, whatever suits you, but at the end of the day, if I had to pick a top unit, I would probably say Broly. Broly is just a very, very good SBR, ESBR unit. Whenever you have more than one unit, Broly really gets that opportunity to shine, and so he continues to do so here. Just a very solid unit that's really a lot of fun to use, and honestly brings a lot to the table as a carry basically for our offensive payload. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything you need to know. Broly finished everything up quite quick. No item run wise, probably something along the lines of a double Broly, I think, maybe. But yeah, outside of that, we'll see what happens. But that's basically going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, you could leave a like. Otherwise, I'll probably see you guys in the next video. So until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.